Hey Clashers, nearly half a year ago, we had a huge exploit and bug in the game after the ranked update. And in general, I think the ranked update has to go down in history of Clash of Clans as one of the worst updates when it comes down to the amount of bugs we had in the game. It was just crazy. Not fun time to play whatsoever because we had nearly daily maintenance breaks just to fix some of those bugs, and it took weeks for getting rid of them. It was crazy. One of the biggest bugs and exploits during that time, though, was if you did a revenge attack and you did destroy the opponent's blacksmith building, you could actually loot the ore from your opponent, which means the shiny, the glowy, and the starry ore, which for obvious reasons was an unintended mechanic. Since it was a revenge attack, no one lost those ores, but still, that was not really how this was supposed to work. Well, Supercell tried to fix it back then, and today they have finally another announcement about this issue. Yes, nearly half a year later. But we're going to take a look at that announcement. At the same time as well, we are going to take a look at some of the open questions after yesterday with the Go Pass rework, because I had a couple of questions coming in really often in the comments, and I want to answer them, as well as because I feel like some people putting words into my mouth, so I'm just trying to explain some things again to make sure that there are no fake informations out there, and that's pretty much it. But let's start things off with the announcement. So as I said, nearly half a year ago, you could get crazy amount of ores if you were just exploiting that bug. Short time after, Supercell fixed that issue and actually, well, just removed those ores again from the accounts, and this has resulted in this right here, crazy amounts of minus ore. At least for those who were really actively trying to exploit that bug. Well, as I said, Supercell removed those ore and everything looked pretty fine. Like, the issue was solved. People have gotten those ore in an unintended way. It was just removed. They were not punished in any other way, which was strange. But hey, that's a different topic. The ore were just removed. So everything was fine, right? Not really, because as soon as you have gotten ores from somewhere, or for example claimed those free ore from the trader, the entire minus ore you had was back to zero. So this entire fix didn't work whatsoever. So, well, it took Supercell now half a year to fix it again. And it's going to happen during the rest of this month, that those minus ore will be back. I guess this announcement is, I don't know, just mentally, or that you could mentally prepare for that if you are one of those players who actually abused that bug, and you will get those minus ores back. You can obviously, again, get back to like normal amount when just playing the game or buying offers or whatever, but this is just what will happen. Obviously, with the minus ore, you won't be able to buy or like upgrade equipments and such. So, yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. As well, I would see this entire thing as, hey, you took money from the bank, but you never had to pay anything for, like, getting that money, I guess. So, yeah, it is, people just literally just lost what they have unintentionally gotten, right? So, I guess people will cry about it some, but that's just how it always is. But, yeah, I think it's just fair, especially for those who were not abusing that bug. So that's pretty much it. That's the announcement. Nothing more to say. That's it. But now let's get to the Go Pass changes quickly again, because I've seen some people being confused about, is it now better or worse value for the Go Pass? So let's quickly just again take a look at the entire rewards track, which is right here, which I just yoinked from somewhere on Discord, where you can see the entire reward list in one screen, which is quite nice. So that is the first thing. You are going to still get the runes and everything you have gotten before that. So that is not going to change. If you want to summarize really quickly what the Go Pass change then is the negative points are first, you are going to progress slower through the Go Pass. I think I've seen numbers of like roughly 3 days is what the delay looks like if you're going for the perks, like the 20% reduction things or the clan castle request timer reduction. Those should be delayed around 3 days, something like that. But on the other side, you're pretty much trading that for having more flexibility when it comes down to picking those rewards, when it comes down to, being able to use those magic items right in the gold pass and activate it right there. Obviously, you can still sell them over there. That's as well what some people questions. Like, yes, you can still sell those magic items from the gold pass, as well as it was in the piggy bank overview. If you are collecting the resources again, it will overflow your storages. It won't overflow your magic storages though, which means if you're not collecting your magic items, those will be sold again at the end of the season, as it happens right now. And as well, then obviously the new helper, which will be in the gold pass, which I think obviously it should be there for as well. Like, you can just normally purchase it with like gems, but I think it's kind of funny because there were two, like, I think if there would be two options of like either releasing it as it is right now, people would complain that it's hidden behind a paywall, which is strange. 100% agreed. On the other side, though, I feel like when people would have been able to have it access to, then they would have complained about how poorly the exchange rate is. But it's kind of funny now. Less people are actually concentrating on the exchange rate and how useful it actually is, and just concentrating on like, hey, it is like you cannot access it, and it's, yeah. I think it's kind of funny that this is now going completely under the radar, that the exchange rate actually are not the greatest either. So let's see how useful the helper is in general anyways, and how many people are going to actually use it, even from the gold pass users, because this helper is a strange one. I feel like this helper is bad for everyone. Those who are buying the gold pass, it is bad for because the exchange rates are not that great, and those who are not buying the gold pass, it is bad for because you just feel left out. So it's like a lose-lose situation for everyone, which is kind of strange, but it is what it is, right? One more reminder though, the community event for the free book is as well over, so you can claim that. Which means you can just visit the Supercell store and then you can just go down and claim it. By the way, as well, the legendary scenery of last year is back. I'm not sure why they're not releasing any more sceneries like that, but yeah, it is what it is. So you can just claim the book right here, and then you have it on your account just like that. And as well, for those might be interesting with minus ores, hey, we have now actually really decent ore offers in the game, like beside the ones which we usually have at the end of the month. Supercell apparently has finally realized, hey, if we're putting wall rings and such stupid stuff inside the offers, no one is buying it. So yeah, they have now finally realized and put some other things in the offers, which is now, I mean, actually the Fight Night is really solid with the Book of Heroes and such. But yeah, if you want to buy any of those, first make sure to use it on the, or like do it on the Supercell store website, because that's just, you're getting those ID points. And as well, if you want to support a content creator out there, make sure that you're using and supporting your content creator with a credit code. If you want to support me and this channel, make sure to use credit code iTzu. As always, I really appreciate that. But that's pretty much it for today's video. As I said, just remind to collect that before it's running out in like 8 days or something. So you have that. It should stack with your other magic items, which is quite nice. But that's it for the video. A really short one. Reminder as well, tomorrow there won't be a video, so I will be back in like one day after. And as always, thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you guys back the day after tomorrow. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.